I am woman, I am fearless, I am sexy, I'm divine, I'm unbeatable, I'm creative, honey, you can get it in line.
Hello everybody, my name is Pel Motlhabane. Welcome. You know, every day when I'm watching the Senzo Meyiwa Trial, I like to go through the comment section. It's actually my favorite space. It's always very active in there and very much emotionally charged. Sometimes the comments can actually bring in some lightness to an otherwise grim situation. Like somebody saying, now we must be on season 4 of this trial. I found that very funny. And I thought to myself, yeah, with the amount of time that we've spent to get here, if this was a television show, would probably be on season 4 or season 5. But anyway, you know, the other thing that going through the comment section reminds me of is the responsibility that we have in exercising our freedom of speech. There's a responsibility that comes with having platforms such as this one, where we set out to inform, to vocalize our opinions, and to even celebrate one another. So I'm very much conscious of that responsibility in what I say and how I say it, and encourage all of us in our interactions with one another to remember that responsibility without letting ourselves be silenced, of course, because nowadays we live in a world that is full of keyboard thugging, which this channel does not subscribe to. So before we can even proceed, please remember to subscribe to this channel, my people. Leave a like, leave a comment. It's very great in supporting the growth of the channel. Thank you very much. When going through a case as complicated as this one seems to be, you would hope that when the police comes through to bring in their perspective, it will start to make sense, or it will start to take some shape. For me, it's really not taking shape as yet. It still seems to be all over the place. So far, we've learned that Sergeant Masondo at some point says they searched accused number 3's house. They found an unlicensed firearm. But he has since indicated that the said firearm had no connection whatsoever to the shooting incident at the Khumalo household. Now, the defense has been poking a lot of holes into the police statements or the police testimonies, and we've seen a lot of questionable actions or lack thereof by the police that were first responders to the Khumalo household. The very first thing that was a huge red flag for me was when the officer said when they came in, it did not occur to them that an incident had happened in there. And we later learned through the cross-examinations that one of the neighbors, Ms. Megipiri, went ahead of the police coming in and actually tidied up the space because she allegedly didn't want the police to find out the people in the house were drinking a lot of alcohol. The statement that was made by Happy Ngubeni even went on to say, I was amazed to see water on the floor. Now, why would there be water on the floor? Did this woman clean the floor as well? And Maggie Piri said it wasn't water, it was alcohol. How would she know that? How would she know that? Was she there? She probably cleaned up the blood from the floor. But honestly, why would anyone want to clean up a crime scene? I'm sure she knew she was getting rid of evidence. There has to be something that you feel is wrong about coming from all the way across the street to clean up the neighbor's house right after a crime has been committed, before the police even arrives. This was obstruction of justice. Now let's focus a little bit on the police. The first responders came. They looked around and they left. Honestly, had a man not died that day, we would not be seeing that as a problem, that the police came and they just left without doing anything, which is wrong. They only started treating the house as a crime scene after going to the hospital first and learned that the man who was shot in there had actually passed away. That's when they went back to the house and started doing all the things that they needed to have done. Unfortunately, when they came back to now start doing what they should have done at the very beginning, the crime scene was long tampered with. The floor was cleaned, judging by the water that was seen on the floor by one of the witnesses. The cans of alcohol were tidied up. They only left 2 on the floor. And to make matters worse, the police did not indicate or did not document in their statements that there were discrepancies to show that there was tampering of the crime scene. Therefore, their investigation was likely to fall short. And again, the bullet projectile that was discovered at the crime scene was only discovered the next morning. Why wasn't it found the day before? Which also raises the question, who put it there? Was it planted? If there was tampering of the crime scene, as raised by the defense, it also adds another layer. Could it have been planted by somebody? These discrepancies certainly gave the defense a lot of room to poke holes into the case of the state and putting a spotlight on what the first responders didn't do right. However, what I thought after hearing from all these police officers who came to the Khumalo household, I felt out of all these 5 accused, which one of them can you confidently place at the crime scene? That is the part that is still not taking shape for me. So hopefully with the testimonies of the forensic analysts or the forensic officers, we'll start to put some pieces together. I'll see you again very soon, my friends. Hopefully with the testimonies by the forensic officers, this will start to take shape very soon.